59,075. A packed house, a sellout again for Notre Dame as Notre Dame faces Navy. And we set, ladies and gentlemen, for Navy and Notre Dame now. And to bring you the exciting play-by-play action, the sports director of the Mutual Network, the football voice of Notre Dame and Monday Night Football, Van Patrick.
Thank you, Al Wester. Hello again, everybody. And here's Dyke's kick. Good high end-over-end kick coming down to Diminick about a yard deep. He's back to the 5, 10, 15, brings it to the 20, and is brought down on the 21-yard line. And the tackle was made by Steve Dykes of Orlando, Florida, the young man who kicked off. Best in the slot on the double wing off to the left. Pinnock on the right side. He goes in motion, and he has the ball. And Pinnock is tackled right at the 20-yard line. A fine defensive play by the Navy's linebacker on the right side, Miletich, from Chicago, 5'11", 191-pound senior. And he played that ball perfectly, and Eric Pinnock brought him down on the 20, a yard loss on the play. Art Best and Pinnock in the slot on the double wing. Bullock the fullback. Quarterback is Clements. In motion goes Best, and Bullock tries the middle, gets it back to the 21, and he is knocked down by Pavick. And Pavick, the left tackle, gain of 2 on the play. The series originating on the 21. So it'll be 3rd down and 9 yards to go. Demerly goes wide to the right side. They're into a double wing formation again. Waiting for it, Clements. In motion goes Best to the right side, and Clements is back to throw. Rolls, throws, and it is caught at the 35-yard line by Pete Demerly.
Pete Demerly with a great catch. His 18th pass reception of the year. He's already caught 17 coming into this game. It's good for 15 yards, Van. Moves the ball just over the 35-yard line. And the Irish now at the hash marks with the football from the far sidelines have a 1st down.
Demerly wide on the left side. They're in a pro set now with Pinnock in the slot on the right, and he goes in motion to the left, and the give is to the fullback Bullock, and Bullock off left guard moves the ball to the 38-yard line, a gain of about 3 on the play, and Bushak, the middle backer from Parma, Ohio, and Tim Harden, the defensive left end, 6'3", 210 pounds, a junior from San Luis Obispo in California. So mark the ball on the 38-yard line. Make it 2nd down and 7 to go for the Irish. Best is in the slot on the left side, Pinnock on the right side in a double wing formation. And Clements now pitching it back to Bullock on the sweep. He cuts in at the 40 and is brought down on the 41-yard line. And Miletich, the right backer, in there to make the stop along with Charlie Robinson. And they'll mark that ball on the 41-yard line. The series originating on the 35, so it all adds up to 3rd down and 4 to go. We've got 12:44 to play in the first quarter, and checking into the backfield now for Notre Dame is Diminick, and coming out is Eric Pinnock. Double wing formation again. In motion goes Art Best, and here is quarterback Clements back to throw. Rolls, throws deep, and it is batted away. And there was a fine defensive play by Charlie Robinson. Knocked that ball right out of Diminick's hands. And he made a great save on that one and will force Notre Dame to kick.
Well, Gary had his hands up in the air. He was reaching for it, but he had a big boy there with him, Charlie Robinson. Not really big in size because he only weighs 162, but he is an experienced man. He plays that deep safety. He doesn't give it away.
Phillips goes deep now for the Navy, and Doherty is back in kick formation. And he gets a perfect pass from center and booms it high. And a fair catch is called for by Callan. And they'll mark it on the 25-yard line. It was a kick of 34 yards. So it'll be 1st down and 10 to go now for the Middies. They're in an I formation. And Glennie now on a give to his fullback, Cooper. And he tries the middle of the Notre Dame line and gets it back to the line of scrimmage. And not much more than that. He was brought down in there right on the 25-yard line. They might give him to the 26, and they do. Collins and Mahalik, the 2 linebackers, in on the tackle for Notre Dame. So give him a yard. Make it 2nd down and 9 to go from the 26-yard line of Navy. I formation again. Cooper in the top of that I. And waiting for it is Glennie. Glennie gives it off down to his big running back, Bob Jackson. And Jackson, trying the middle of the Notre Dame line, brings it up to the 30-yard line. And he's down on the 30, and Greg Collins again made the tackle.
Well, if ever a football team had the possibilities of a running game, it's got to be Navy, Van, because you take a look at the front 5 up there from tackle to tackle, they average 244 pounds a man.
The I formation with the 2 wide receivers. Glennie's going back to throw, looks, throws a swing pass off the left flat to Cooper, and it's incomplete. Cooper in rushing has carried for 150, let's check that, 627 yards so far. He's averaged 4.1, and he has 9 touchdowns. Cleveland Cooper is 5'10", 175 pounds, a junior from Rochester, New York, and it's interesting to note that he gained over 1,000 yards last year. Bob Zanat goes back in safety, and John Stufflebeam goes back in kick formation. Ironically, he is from Annapolis, Maryland, the home of the Naval Academy, and he really gets a foot into one. Zanat has to go all the way back to the 25. And he tries to go wide, and he's in a little trouble. They're going to bring him down on the 28-yard line, and that was a 45-yard kick. Demerly is wide to the left, Pinnock in the slot to the right, and here's the pitch to Best. Best cutting it over right tackle and drives to the 35-yard line, and Tim Harden makes the tackle there. Harden, Papik, Markulis, and Garfield are up front. Driscoll and Bushak and Miletich backing up that line, and they got a rover back in there. Chet Moeller, number 48, is from Kettering, Ohio, a 172-pound sophomore, and marked the ball on the 35, a gain on the play of 6. Pinnock in motion, and the give is to Bullock, and Bullock up the middle at the 40. Brings it on up to the 43-yard line. He's got a first down, and Miletich made the tackle.
Harden committed, the big defensive end, made the slash across, and he really made a slash into the backfield. Had one arm out there around Pinnock, but couldn't hold on to him. You don't hold Eric Pinnock with one arm. As a matter of fact, a lot of defensive linemen have found out you don't hold him with 2. You can't catch him to tackle him.
In the way of rushing, Best is the leading rusher with 69 attempts, 366 yards. Clements on the keeper, and he twists away from one tackler, but he's going to be brought down on the 43-yard line. And Dan Driscoll is the man who made the tackle there for the Middies, and they look tough defensively, Al, here in this first quarter.
Man, they're going to be tough because they've got that rover back moving around. They drop either 1 or 2 of the linebackers up. They give you an odd look. They'll put 3 big defensive linemen up there on the front line. Then they'll drop the 2 linebackers and the rover man in there, and you either got 5 or 6 looking at, and you don't know who's going to come across.
And Notre Dame's averaged only 3 yards a carry. And here's Clements going back to throw. A flag is down. He throws to Pinnock over his head on the right flat. It's incomplete, and the flag goes down. So let's see what happens here. Markulis was putting the rush on Clements. So the flag was thrown just as the play developed. Illegal procedure against Notre Dame, and let's see if Navy elects to have it walked off. If they don't, they'll bring it up to 3rd down. Well, he did what we figured he would do, and that's turn down the penalty to keep the down box. 1 out of 2 for Notre Dame on 3rd down. Diminick in motion to the right. Clements back to throw. He's in a little trouble now. He looks. He's going to run with the ball. He's at the 45, at the 15. He's all the way to the 49-yard line, and he was hit pretty hard as he reached the 49-yard line. He's short of a first down. He's got 4th down and about a yard to go. And I believe they're going to go for it because they are in Navy territory on the 49-yard line of the Middies. And Clements took a little look over at the bench, and then Arafar Segan says no, and in comes Doherty to kick. With 4th down and 1, with 8:56 to go, here in the first quarter of this ball game, and no score, and Doherty goes back in kick formation, and Navy dropping back a single safety now, and going back there is Phillips. Doherty has the snap and boots it away. Fair catch is called for on the 15-yard line. With the score, Notre Dame nothing, Navy nothing. There's a timeout on the field. Now this for Delco and Lazy Boy chairs. Get your Lazy Boy before the next game, and you will enjoy the most relaxing seat anywhere. And Lazy Boy chairs will award a Lazy Boy chair to the athletic department in the name of the player selected as the outstanding player in the game. And Dave Brady of the Washington Post, Joe Doyle of the South Bend Tribune, and Wayne Fuson of the Indianapolis News are born of experts today. And that ball is marked now on the 22-yard line. It's Navy's ball, and they have 2 wide receivers. No score in the first quarter of this ball game with 7.5 minutes to go. And Glennie, the quarterback, now on a give to his fullback, Cooper, and Cooper running straight ahead. Brings the ball to the 25-yard line. He's going to be very close to a first down. The series originating on the 15, and they're going to get the chain out for a measurement here. Now they're indicating a first down as he moved it to the 25, and that is their first down.
I'll say one thing about Navy. They apparently have scouted Notre Dame very well because they're trying to move over the big defensive tackle, George Haydick. And, of course, Haydick is a man who stepped in there when Steve Niehaus was hurt.
Van Loan is on the right side. Bert Callen flanked to the left, and here's a pitch back to the running back, Cooper. He cuts in and drives to the 28-yard line, getting 3 yards on the play. And he's brought down by Mike Fanning and Greg Collins as he reached the 28-yard line. So it'll be second down, 7 yards to go. Next week we'll be in Pittsburgh as Notre Dame will take on the University of Pittsburgh. As a matter of fact, we're going to spend a little time on the Monongahela there. We'll be there Monday night also for the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Washington Redskins. 2 wide receivers, Callen on the right side this time, Van Loan to the left. And here's Glennie back to throw. He throws one, and it's completed. At the 38-yard line, he hit Bert Callen, a little look in there, cutting across on the slant end. And he was brought down on the 38-yard line, so it will be another first down, a gain of 10 on the play.
Bert Callen on the flanker, a very quick young man, not blinding speed, but enough to cut in. A very sharp pattern, slanting directly inside. He got Reggie Barnett beat by half a step, and that was the difference. A quick pass right to him.
Barnett's on Callen again, 1-on-1 on the right side, and Callen is the only flanker, and Glennie's rolling to the right, looks and throws to Callen, incomplete. He had him open all right, but he couldn't hit him on the 50. He threw it a little bit too high. Luther Bradley was back covering on the play. Michael, a left guard, Legg the right guard, and Halebriner is the center. Montgomery and May are the tackles for the Navy team. And they're checking in Michael right now. He had gone out for a play, and Cliff Collier was in there. So the ball is marked on the 38-yard line. Navy with a second down coming up. We have 6 minutes to go in the first quarter and no score. Wide the right side is Callen. And here's Glennie rolling out the left. He looks, he throws. It is incomplete. He hit Jackson, but Jackson was disengaged from the football by Tim Rudnick, who hit the same time the ball did.
Well, he rolls. Glennie rolls, and he also, as he rolls, that big right guard, Max Legg, pulls with him. He weighs 266 pounds, a big senior, number 52. But he gets out there in front, and he gives Glennie the look as though he were going to make the probe and keep the football. Instead, he'll roll to the left there, then cock that arm back and throw.
Third down and 10 to go. 2 receivers on the right side this time in that I formation, and Glennie on the counter play to Callen, and Callen is dumped on the 39-yard line. He got 1 yard on the play, so that brings up the 4th down. Fanning and Potempa making the tackle. We have an announcement to make today. Notre Dame does not play on November the 17th, so Al and Buck and I will be out along with our mutual sports crew in Norman, Oklahoma, to broadcast the Oklahoma-Kansas game over these stations. Back in kick formation now goes Steve Dykes. Rudnick and Zanat are back there, and he gets it away, and he got a foot into that one. Zanat gets it on the 14-yard line, follows Rudnick, gets back to the 25, and he is up to 30, the 35, and he's to the 39. It's walked down on the 39. That was a 47-yard kick, and there's a timeout on the field with a score. Notre Dame nothing, Navy nothing. Wide to the left side now is Demerly. Here's a give to Pennock. He's at the 40, the 45, and he's all the way up to the 49-yard line before he's brought down by Dan Driscoll. He got almost 10 yards on that play. The series of downs originating on the 39, so he's about a half a yard short of a first down with second down coming up. And Pennock almost broke it. He's 6'1", a 215-pound junior from Cleveland, Ohio. He electrified that crowd last week with that brilliant run. Now the pro set, and Pennock on the slot on the right side goes in motion to the right, and here's the give to Bullock. Bullock right up the middle on the trap to the 46-yard line before he's brought down. That's a third first down for Notre Dame. 4:41 to go in the first quarter, and there's no score.
Beautiful block by Mark Brenneman, the big center from York, Pennsylvania, the senior center of the Irish. Really put a one-on-one on Dan Driscoll, the inside linebacker there on the left side, Van, and opened that hole, an alleyway right up the middle for the first down.
No question the middies came to play today. Dimmerly's out wide to the right. It's a double wing formation. Art Best goes in motion. It's Bullock with the football up the middle. He's at the 45, and he's brought down on the 41-yard line. A gain on the play of 6. And Chet Moeller, the secondary man, is the man who brought him down for the Middies. 4 minutes, 9 seconds to go, first quarter, and there's no score between Notre Dame and the Navy. Wide the left side is Dimmerly. Bullock has carried the ball 6 times. He's gained 26 yards. They have a double wing formation again. They're using the double wing more today than we've seen. The Best following his blockers, cuts in now and gets to the 35, down to the 34, and Tim Harden makes the tackle as he got just over the 35-yard line, where it'll be another first down. They're going to mark it on the 35. It'll be first down and 10 to go now for Notre Dame on the Navy 35-yard line. Pittsburgh and Notre Dame next week from the Panthers Stadium in Pittsburgh. Now they come out of it in a pro set, and Pinnock and Bullock are the running backs with Best in the slot on the left side. Clements the quarterback. In motion goes Best, and the give is to Bullock, and Bullock was tripped up, but he still managed to get 2 yards to the 33-yard line, and Andy Bushak and Ron Garfield are the 2 men who made the stop on the 33-yard line. Mark it a gain of about 2. It'll be second down and 8 yards to go, and the clock continues to go with 3:10 to play in the first quarter. In motion now is Pinnock to the left, and here is the counter given to Best, and Best off right guard to the 31-yard line, and Garfield makes the tackle there. So here is a third down coming up for Notre Dame with the ball on the 31-yard line, and they have just about 6 yards to go with the ball on the 31. Series originating on the 35. They've managed to pick up 4. Now Dimmerly is in tight on the right side. The tight end Casper in tight on the left side. 2 running backs, Bullock and Best. And here's Clements going back to throw. He's in a little trouble. He unloads it, and it is incomplete. Intended for Dimmerly and incomplete, and they unloaded on Clements. And in there was Charlie Robinson, along with big number 77, Dave Pappick, wearing Red Grange's old number. You remember him, don't you, Al?
Indeed I do, yes. Van, I remember you telling me about him many times as I came along. Dave Pappick, one of the sophomores, and there are 4 sophomores in this defensive unit of the Naval Academy, Van, so they've got a young defense.
All right, 4th down coming up now, and about 6 yards to go, and Clements is going back to throw. And he looks, he's going to run. He's at the 30, the 25, he's at the 20. He's got a first down for Notre Dame. Tommy Clements running that football for a first down. Down on the 20, he gained 11 yards on the play.
Driscoll and Militich, both of them converging on Clement, but Clement got the first down. You give this little fella a chance, and I say little because he's 6 foot 185 pounds, and he will just absolutely run the football shoes off of you. He'll run with a football. He has gained 283 yards and scored 3 touchdowns running, and Van has almost a 5-yard average every time Tommy's run with the football.
Clements calling the signals now for pro set. Pinnock's got the ball, and he's got blocking. He's at the 15, the 10, the 5. Touchdown, Notre Dame.
All right, 5-5.
Eric Pinnock ran 20 yards off left tackle with brilliant blocking up front. Notre Dame moved 61 yards in 9 plays, and they lead the Navy 6-0. And Bob Thomas is in to try the extra point. 61 yards in 9 plays, and Doherty will hold, and Bob Thomas will kick. An attempt to make it 7-0. Ball is spotted, the kick is in the air, and it's good. So there's a timeout with a score, Notre Dame 7, Navy nothing.
They'll also be in Pittsburgh for the Washington Redskins and, of course, the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Left Brown will kick off, and here's the boot. The deep man is Owens, and the ball bounces around. Owens gets it at the 7, 10, 15 to the 20, 25, and he's brought down on the 25-yard line by Bob Zanot. One-on-one over here on Bert Callan with Barnett. Luther Bradley checking the other slot man, and Cooper is hit at the line of scrimmage, but he spins away from him and brings it to the 28-yard line, getting free on the play. and is brought down on the 28-yard line. And making the tackle was Jim Stock, the defensive right end of Notre Dame. The two guards, let me point that out, Michael, the left guard, and Collier interchange on every play as Coach Welch calls the plays for the quarterback, Al Glenny. Glenny has 4 touchdowns this year passing, but he's had 11 intercepted. I formation, 2 wide receivers on the left side. And the give now is to the fullback, Jackson, and he is gang tackled. Coming up there was Reggie Barnett from his secondary post, along with Gary Potemkin, the middle backer of Notre Dame, and Ross Browner, the left end. And they bring him down on the 29-yard line. It'll be a gain on the play of about 4. Here's Digger Phelps, the head basketball coach of Notre Dame, who's beaming. He hasn't lost a game yet this year, Al. You know that. He hasn't lost a game. It is now 3rd down and about 5 to go. And here's Glenny rolling out to left, looking for a receiver. He throws. It is caught. A fine reception by Van Loan. And he was chased out of bounds immediately as he caught the ball. And running him out of bounds was Rudnick. It'll be a first down for the Middies on the 30. Let's see where they're going to mark. He went out of bounds. It'll be around the neighborhood of the 39-yard line. We have only 24 seconds to go here in the first quarter of this ball game. And now Michael is going out and Collier's back in with a play. And it's going to be a holding penalty against Notre Dame, which would give them 5 yards and an automatic first down. Callan wide to the right. Van Loan goes to the left in I formation, and waiting for it now is Glenny, the quarterback. And he's going back to throw again. He throws out in the left flat to Callan. He's got it at the 43-yard line, or Van Loan it is, and he was tackled immediately and shoved out of bounds by Tim Rudnick again. But that's 2. He's caught on Rudnick over there, Al.
He's got great hands, man, and he's doing that little sideline pattern. There isn't a heck of a lot you can do about that. The guy's got the inside beat. You've got to give it to him. And on the short pattern, why Rudnick just stays right in there and gives him a shove out of bounds for about 2 yards.
2nd down and 8. Jackson and Cooper, the running backs. Van Loan is wide. The draw plays. He gives to Jackson, the fullback. He gains to the 46-yard line, and Drew Mahalik brings him down. There's the gun. That's the end of the first quarter with a score: Notre Dame 7, Navy nothing. Now this is for Big Red.
It's 3rd down, Van, as they come up to the line of scrimmage.
And a big 3rd down for the Middies. Cooper and Jackson, the running backs in the I formation. Van Loan to the left. Callan split to the right. Glenny back to throw. Stays in the pocket, and he throws it. And it's just off the hand of Larry Van Loan, the split end from Buffalo, New York. He's caught 17 passes for 282 yards and 2 touchdowns this year, and that one just off his hands. And we'll have 4th down coming up, and the punter will be in there. Stubblebeam, who is 6'3", 183-pounder from Annapolis, Maryland. He's averaged 37.3. His long kick was 58 yards. And now going back is Simon along with Bob Zanat. Navy kicks 45 and 47 so far, and Zanat waits for it on the 18, gets to the 20, and is hit at the 22-yard line. And making the tackle for the Navy after that 28-yard kick was Callan. Here's a pitch back to Pennock. He's got that blocking again. He's at the 25, at the 30, the 32. There might have been a clip in there. I'm going to have to wait and see. A flag goes down. There might have been a clip. Pennock brought it up to the 31-yard line, and it's against Notre Dame. I can tell by Joe Ianto and company in the booth to my left.
Oh, Joe lets us know when we have problems. Just quickly on that stat situation for the first quarter. The Irish had 103 yards in the first period to Notre Dame's, to Navy's 38 yards. It is a holding penalty, they've called it, and it moves it back to the 12-yard line.
They've got a first down and about 25 to go. Another flag. And Art Best is nailed on the 14-yard line. Another flag went down, and Chet Moeller is the man who made the tackle. Let's see here now, an illegal procedure against Notre Dame. On this one, they probably will decline it. It's declined by the Navy. We have 14 minutes and 24 seconds to go in the first half of this ball game. Clements now rolling to the right, looking for a receiver, cocks his arm, throws, and it is caught by the 35. He's at the 40, the 44, brought down on the 44-yard line by Charlie Robinson.
Charlie Robinson is the man who stops him up there. What a beautiful shot. And did you see Clements with all the time in the world 30 yards on that pass play, Ben. So the Irish lose a little yardage, then come right back with the bomb, and Clements can throw it. You know, against Navy last year, he ran 13 times for 95 yards and 2 touchdowns. He completed 6 passes for 53 yards and another touchdown. So Clements knows this Navy football team.
7 first downs to give to Pinnock. Pinnock off left guard, brings the ball to the 49-yard line. He got about 5 on that play. Andy Bushak, the middle backer from Palmer, Ohio. That's just outside Cleveland. He's a big boy, 6'4", 224 pounds. Here's the man who made the tackle on the 49. The mayor of Windsor, Ontario, a great Notre Dame fan, Frank Wansbrough, and a group here all the way from Windsor today to watch Notre Dame and the Middies. Pinnock in motion, and Bullock with the football, and he's off left tackle to the 47-yard line. He got very close to a first down, and the tackle was made by Ron Garfield. And he is from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and marked the ball on the 47, which means they've got third down and 1 yard to go. Notre Dame leading 7-0. Pinnock on a 20-yard run. Down a power I formation. And the give is to Best, and Best has got a first down. He drives with that ball right through the middle of the 42-yard line. It's 1st and 10 Notre Dame, and that's 8 first downs for the Irish.
Sylvester had pinned Dave Papik there on the block, and Papik reached up with an arm and really tripped Art Best as he went over him. You know, that's a dangerous play to try to hurdle a man like that, because in the air with your feet off the ground, it's so easy to come up with a very bad injury.
That's Hunter in there, and they put Hunter in place of the fullback. So the give is to Best. He's up the middle to the 40-yard line. They took Bullock out and put Hunter in there, Al Hunter, who's a speedster from North Carolina. Marked the ball on the 40, a 2-yard game, and Mark Koulis is the man who made the tackle, along with Kalick, who is the middle backer.
Now you've got double speed in there. When you've got fellas like Hunter moving in there and replacing Bullock, you've got Pinnock, you've got Hunter, you've got Best, you've got a combination of super speed in there.
It's Al Hunter to the right, and it is Clements on the keeper. He's got blockers, 35, 30, 25. He's at the 20, 15. He's out of bounds, back here around the neighborhood of the 18-yard line. What an exciting young ball player. 22 yards gained by Tommy Clements. Notre Dame has a player shaken up, Al, on the field.
I got to say one thing very quickly about that, too. Jerry DiNardo responsible for that great block on Charlie Robinson. Let's get the glasses down below now and see if we can pick up the injured player.
It looks like Pete Demerly, number 85, who was shaken up. He's been replaced in there as the split end. And Townsend is in to replace him. The counter play to Pinnock, and Pinnock is hit at the 17-yard line. He got 1 yard on the play. But let me check that again on the carries for Tommy Clement. He has carried the ball now 4 times and gained 42 yards.
Ben, Demerly is up under his own power and apparently not even bothered. He is walking over to the bench.
Pinnock's in the slot on the right, and here's a pitch to Hunter. Off right tackle the 15, the 10. He's down to the 5. He's down to the 1 and out of bounds at the 1 yard line. Al Hunter chased out by Mike Phillips, the cornerback, at the 1 yard line. So it'll be first down and goal to go now for Notre Dame, and that's 10 first downs for the Irish.
There's a perfect example of having the speed from either angle. You can come in there with a counter, and of course this was one of those speed plays where you had to have the man go. 14 yards for Hunter. Hunter had a 3.7 average coming into this ball game. He'd scored 2 touchdowns, only carried the ball 15 times for 56 yards.
Well, they ruled he stepped out of bounds on the 3. And here's Best, and he's dumped at the 4. Good defensive play on the part of the Middies, right on the 4 yard line, and that was Miletich, the right linebacker, who's the man who made the tackle. And he got him right on the 4, and he lost a yard, and Demerly's coming back in now, and Townsend comes out. 10:40 to go in the first half of this ball game, with Notre Dame leading 7-0. And Clements on a pitch back to Diminick. Diminick is down to the 3. And he is brought down on the 3 yard line. And he picked up about a yard on the play, and that's all. So Notre Dame now with a 3rd down coming up, and Garfield made the tackle for Navy.
Miletich took a shot at him, Van, overshot him, and went right under him. Fine move there, very fine move by the ball carrier to be able to get inside and get that ball that extra half yard.
In motion now goes Hunter, and here is the pitch out to Hunter. He's down to the 1, a touchdown for Notre Dame. Al Hunter carried it over, Notre Dame moved 78 yards in 13 plays, and they now lead by a score of 13-0. Al Hunter on a carry of 3 yards for the touchdown. So the Irish leading at 13-0, and Bob Thomas will try the extra point. 78 yards, and waiting for it now is Doherty, who will hold. The ball is spotted, and the kick is up and good. And there's a timeout on the field with the score. Notre Dame 14, Navy nothing.
Navy waits for the kickoff. The Irish are set to go, and here's Van Patrick.
All right, Al, and back there deep is Phillips, and a good kick. This one into the end zone, so they're going to let it go right out of the field of play. And let's take 10 seconds for station identification. With the two wide receivers, Van Loan and Bert Callen, both flanked out on the left side. High formation, Al Glennie, the quarterback, and Glennie on a give now to Cooper, and Cooper cuts in over left guard at the 22-yard line, and Jim Stock makes the tackle there along with Sherman Smith. So it'll be second down and 8 to go. We hope you enjoyed the ball game wherever you are today. It's nice to have you with us. It's a beautiful day in South Bend, Indiana. Sun is shining, a lot of fleecy white clouds just floating around. In the slot is Bert Callen on the right side. In motion now goes Cooper. And here's the give to Jackson, and Jackson rams over left guard to the 25-yard line. And he is brought down by Sherman Smith and Gary Potemka as he reached the 25.
Cliff Collier, the young guard, left guard who just came in. The young junior from Belton, Texas, with a very good block there, throwing an excellent block on Jim Stock.
It's 3rd down and 5, and they're 1 out of 3 on 3rd down situations. I formation, 2 receivers on the right side. Glennie back to throw, got some time and throws over the middle, and it's batted away. Knocking it away was Sherman Smith. He made a fine defensive play on that one, intended for Callen.
And almost picking it off. You know, he was beating the ground out there. He just saying to himself, I'm sure, gosh, why couldn't I hold on to it? You know, Van, I got to say a quick word about this Greg Collins. He's a super tackler, a very fine linebacker for the Fighting Irish with 74 tackles this year. He had 18 individual tackles against Southern California last week.
Stufflebeam will kick. Zanat and Simon are deep for the Irish. Low pass from center, but he gets it away, and he gets a foot into this one, too. Going back is Simon to the 28. He's at the 30, the 35, to the 37-yard line, and that was a 48-yard kick. Stufflebeam is an exceptional kicker for the Middies. In motion goes Hunter, and the give is to Best, and Best is to the 40. Getting 4 yards up the middle of that Navy line, and he's hauled down on the 40-yard line, where it'll be second down and 6 yards to go. And the tackle was made by Andy Bushak along with DeLape. DeLape, it's pronounced, D-E-L-A-P-E. He's a freshman from New Jersey. Here is the give on the counter to Hunter. He's at the 45 and pulled down on the 45-yard line. He is short of a first down, so it will be 3rd down and about a yard to go. Clock moving with 7:25 to play, and in there on the tackle was Mocan, so make the situation now is a 3rd down and about 2 with the ball on the 45-yard line, or a long 1. And on 3rd downs, Notre Dame has converted 3 out of 6. Power I formation. And the give is to Pennock, and Pennock is hit as he reaches the 48-yard line, and he got enough for the first down for Notre Dame. Tackle made by Maletich, the right linebacker. 1st and 10 to go for Notre Dame from their own 48.
Notre Dame must be very pleased today because they like field position. They like to contain the ball. They like to control it, and they're doing it.
Here is the keeper with Clements running to the right at the 50, and he's brought down on the 48-yard line. And the tackle was made by Maletich again, the linebacker, on the right side, and they clipped the official. He went down on top of him. He hit Demerly, and down he went. Space is a little red. Notre Dame has 166 yards rushing and 43 yards passing. They have 209 yards so far in this first half.
You know, I'm glad you told me it was the mayor of Windsor who came over, because when the chap came upstairs and said, the mayor wants to see you downstairs, I thought he'd sent up to tell us to get out of town. And usually in the same way we found them. Wide to left side goes Hunter. Here's Clements back to throw. The rush is on. He throws a screen.
completed to Diminick. He's at the 45. He's down to the 40-yard line, and Dave Papik is the man who brought him down. A good screen in the left flat.
Beautiful screen set up. If anything, it might have been just a little slow developing. Papik may have just, the big sophomore from Monongahela, Pennsylvania, incidentally, smelled it out. It's good for 7 yards, Van, but this play with the 4 men setting up in front of the screen out there is really a play set up to go all the way, because when you get it out that far, when you get that many men in front of you, usually it does, but Papik smelled it out and was right there to catch the man from behind.
Clements has only thrown the ball 6 times, completed 3. Here's the quarterback sneak. And he gets to the 37-yard line, and Rod Garfield makes the tackle for the Navy. And now it will be second down. The series originating on the 41. The ball is now on the 37-yard line. A gain on the play of 4 yards. It'll be second down and 6. Clock moving with 5 minutes and 18 seconds. And a double wing formation. Dimmerly set out on the right side. And here's Clements again, pitching back this time to Best at the 35. He's down to the 34 and tackled there by Chet Moeller, the right safety. Clements performing well here in this first half. If he gets another lazy boy chair, he'll have to open a furniture store.
He certainly will, because he's already accumulated 3. But then, of course, Van, all he does is get to go by the athletic department and sit in it.
Double wing formation. Hunter is still in there. Diminick is in there. And the give is to Best, and Best is to the 32-yard line. And Papik, the left tackle, is the man who made the stop for the Middies. And it's 4th down, and you can hear the quarterbacks in the stands saying, go for it. The ball is just outside the 32-yard line. It's 4th down and about a yard to go. And with the score, Notre Dame 14, Navy nothing. There's a timeout on the field. Now this for United Delco. And they got about a yard and a half to go. It's Clements now, sends Hunter in motion to the left. And waiting for Tommy Clements, and Clements gives it to Best, and Best is hit at the 30, but he got, I believe, the first down. He drove it to the 30-yard line, and that's what he needed to do. And he got a first down. He was following Jerry DiNardo, and that's 12 first downs for Notre Dame. And the ball is on the 30-yard line now of Navy. Notre Dame is leading 14-0. Oh, what a beautiful day. It's just a perfect afternoon. A crisp fall day. Pinnock is back in, and he's in the slot on the right side of the pro set. Best and Hunter, the running backs, who are set back of the quarterback, Tommy Clements. And a counter play to Pinnock. And Pinnock is at the 27-yard line and brought down after a gain of 3. Eric Pinnock running the counter. So mark the ball on the 27-yard line of the Navy. We got 3 minutes and 35 seconds to go in the first half. 14-0 Notre Dame. Notre Dame in 47 plays. Navy has only 19 offensively in this first half. Here's Clements pitching it to Hunter, 25, and Hunter is hit at the 22. And the tackle was made by Mokin. And they're going to mark that ball on the 22-yard line. Also in on the tackle was Charlie Robinson of St. Louis, Illinois, a senior, 6-footer, 162 pounds.
Len Mokin, the young sophomore. And if you think I'm going to try that name, well, I'm going to try it on, Van. You tell me if I'm wrong. Cheektowaga, New York?
Oh, that's very simple. That's Buffalo.
We were just up there.
I formation, a tight formation, 3rd down. And here is Clements back to throw. He's rolling out the left. He looks, he throws, and it is intercepted by the Navy. It's at the 10, the 12, and Mokin is the man who intercepted the ball. And he picked it right off down there where it looked like that Notre Dame might move in again.
What a steal! What a steal by the young cornerback. Mokin picks it off, and Navy has thwarted the Notre Dame attack, and the Naval Academy takes over at the 12-yard line. 2:23 remaining in the second period. 14-0 Notre Dame in front.
Wide to the left side goes Larry Van Loan, an I formation. Cooper and Jackson, the running backs, and Glennie on a pitch back to Cooper. He cuts in at right tackle, is nailed on the 12. And there's a timeout with the score, Notre Dame 14, Navy nothing.
For just $3,098. Order it today, only at Barry Buick.
Glennie back to throw, and he throws over the middle to Van Loan, and just off his fingertips. Incomplete. So it'll go back to the 12-yard line again with 1 minute and 43 seconds of playing time remaining in the first half. They have really stopped Cooper today, Al, in 14 carries, he has gained 7 yards. Whew. They've really contained him. So now make it 3rd down and 10 to go from the 12-yard line. An I formation with 2 wide receivers on the left side, Callan and Van Loan. Glennie going back to throw. He throws to Van Loan. He's got it to the 25, brings it to the 30, the 37, and finally brought down on the check at the 32-yard line. So it'll be a first down from the 32-yard line.
In from the sidelines, Glennie Van has completed 3 of 9 now for 32 yards.
Now he hits Callan. He goes out of bounds on the 37. And so they'll mark the ball now on the Navy 37-yard line. He got about 5 on that one, so it will be illegal procedure against the Navy. He's talking to Greg Collins. See if Greg wants to take the 5-yard walk-off, so they're going to have the penalty assessed. So they'll walk off 5 yards. It'll be first down and 15 yards to go for the Navy. And waiting for it now is the quarterback, Al Glennie. And Glennie on a give to Cooper, and Cooper is hit at the 30-yard line and brought down there. With 1 minute and 20 seconds to go. Minute 20, they stop the clock. So with the score, Notre Dame 14, Navy nothing. A timeout on the field. Now this for Red Ball Transit.
Navy has found that it's almost impossible to run inside on this big Notre Dame football team, and I must say the defense since the very first game of the Notre Dame football team has built. It is built in strength. It has built in pursuit.
Glennie going back to throw, rolling out to the right. He's looking. He's going to run with the ball. He's at the 35, and he runs it out of bounds on the 37. He just did something he doesn't like to do, Al, and that's run with the ball.
You better know it. You look at the statistics, and you'll find that Glennie practically never runs with the ball, but he rolled out over there. Notre Dame, with the linebacker sliding with the play, were very happy to give him 3 or 4 yards, but they had no intention of letting him throw the bomb on them and having a Navy football team go in at halftime playing catch-up football a touchdown behind. Right now, the Irish have a 2-touchdown lead. They want to keep it.
Callan is wide to the left. Van Loan is flanked out to the right. 3rd down and about 4.5 yards to go, and he gives off to Cooper. He's at the 40, breaks a tackle, fumbles the ball out of bounds at about the 43-yard line, and Greg Collins hit him, and he may have a first down. He fumbled that ball out of bounds, and he did come up with a first down. That's 5 for the Navy on the 43-yard line. That's a pretty good play. Put that in the book. Just throw it ahead and out of bounds.
Might as well.
High formation, 2 wide receivers on the left side, and here's Glennie back to throw again. The rush is on. He's rolling out the right. He's in trouble, and he's out of bounds. Knocked out of bounds on the 36-yard line by Ross Browner, who got him by the jersey and slammed him to the turf.
Oh, that's the wrong guy to run against. This big freshman has proven time and again that he is as mean as he can get. Now, wait a minute, because we've got both boys a little bit pepped up there. The man who is upset over Ross Browner tossing his quarterback out of the sidelines is Bill Smith, the tight end. Number 81, a little bit upset. The officials had to separate them. I guess they just passed a few words of greeting there.
Waiting for it is Glennie, the quarterback. He's got 2nd down, about 17. He's back to throw. He throws one out here in the left flat to Cooper. He's at the 35, the 40. He is out of bounds on the 44-yard line. Cooper, and that stops the clock with 56 seconds of playing time remaining. And he went out of bounds on the 44-yard line of the Middies. Notre Dame leading by a score of 14-0. Touchdown scored by Eric Pennick and Hunter for Notre Dame. So now it will be 3rd down and just about 10 yards to go. Callan is flanked to the right. Van Loan is split to the left. And here's quarterback Glennie going back to throw. Fires, and it is incomplete, almost intercepted by Greg Collins. Went right through his hands. That stops the clock, and it's 4th down.
Well, Smith went after that pass, and he went right into the pocket. Greg Collins and Barnett, both of them dropping in there, forming the wedge on him protectively. Maybe is going to have to put the football in the air now.
Stufflebeam is back to kick on 4th down, and Bob Zanat is in a single safety. And here's the boot, and it's a high floating kick. Zanat calling for the fair catch on the 25-yard line. It'll be Notre Dame's ball, first and 10. That was a kick of 32 yards. All right, Charlie, here's a give to Hunter. He's running off right tackle. Brings it a wide hole up to the 35-yard line. And it should be very close there, Buck, to a first down. Just inches to go if he didn't make it. So it'll be second down and inches to go. The clock shows 20 seconds to play. And here's Clements on the draw now to Cooper. And Cooper gets to, Hunter, and he gets to about the 36-yard line and is brought down there. And I mentioned we broadcast the Sugar Bowl every New Year's Eve, and that's the place to go for fun. Way down yonder in New Orleans.
Get a few oysters down there, too, man.
That's right, and they got a wonderful library. The aquarium is interesting, and all of the artwork. Waiting for it now is quarterback Clements, and Clements on a give to Hunter. On the sweep, he's at the 33 and brought down on the 33-yard line by Miletich. But that will be the end of the first half with the score, Notre Dame 14, Navy nothing. Now this for Royal Globe Insurance. All right, Al Wester, and going deep now for the middies is Phillips, and he's dropping back to about the 4-yard line. Kicking off will be Cliff Brown, and here's the boot, and it's a spinning type kick and into the end zone and out of the field of play. So it'll be brought back out the 20-yard line. In play, first and 10 to go for the middies from their own 20. Larry Van Loan is flanked out the right side in this I formation, and Jackson and Cooper the running backs, and it's Jackson with the football to the 22, and he's gang tackled right there with half the Notre Dame front wall. Browner and the end, Stock and Fanning, the defensive tackle, Potemka and Collins all in there. And they'll mark the ball on the 23-yard line. It'll be a gain of 3 on the play. It'll be second down and 7 yards to go now for the Navy. In the I formation with 2 wide receivers, and back goes Glennie to pass. He throws one to Jackson out in the left flat. He's at the 37-yard line, and there's a flag on the play. A flag on the play. And a preliminary indication. It may be clipping against the Navy team. Michigan State leads Wisconsin 14-0. Minnesota and Northwestern are tied 7-7. Penn State leading Maryland only by 3, 19-16. Pittsburgh ahead of Syracuse 14-7. 15-yard penalty against the middies for clipping moves the ball back to the 11-yard line. It will be second down and about 19 yards to go. Wide to the left side. He is Van Loan with Callan flanked out to the right in the I formation. And here's Glennie now going back to throw again. He looks, throws to Van Loan at the 22-yard line. And the tackle is made immediately on the 22-yard line and was made by Potemka.
Van, let me update you on the SMU-Texas game. In the third quarter, tied up now, 14-14.
Well, Texas was heavily favored in that ball game, but now the SMU Mustangs have been giving them quite a battle, and we're leading them. Wide to the right side goes Callan. Here is Glennie rolling out to the right, looking for a receiver. He stops, cocks his arm, throws it, intercepted by Collins at the 32. He's back to the 25. He gets to the 20, still on his feet, and brought down on the 28-yard line by Smith, the defensive. Well, he was the tight end, and he made the tackle.
Is there anything that Greg Collins doesn't do well, Van? Did you see him steal that football? One hand up in the air, the super tackler, strong sideline backer on the left, pulled it down at the 30, fights his way back to the 20, down to the 19-yard line, and the Irish have first down at the Navy 19-yard line as Greg Collins steals one.
One interception apiece in this ball game today. Notre Dame leading 14-0. They have the ball on the Navy 19-yard line. In motion now goes Hunter, and Clements going back to throw and rolling out to the right, looking for a receiver, throws, and a great catch by Dimmerly. A tremendous catch, and he went down on the 1-foot line. He bounced on into the end zone, but he made a tremendous reception.
Oh, that is the best reception, I think, all year long for Dimmerly. Great catch there. Diving catch. It was down below the knees. A shoestring catch.
That's his third today. His third catch today, and out of the huddle they come with the ball on about the 1-foot line. Best and Pennock are the running backs. Hunter's in the slot on the left side, and Pennock goes in motion. Quarterback keeper, Clements, touchdown, Notre Dame. Tommy Clements wedging in there behind DiNardo at right guard, in the center, Brenneman. They went 19 yards in 2 plays after the interception by Collins, so now we'll have the try for point. Waiting for the snap, the ball is spotted, the kick is up and good, and there's a timeout on the field with a score, Notre Dame 21 and Navy nothing. The score is now Notre Dame 21 and Navy nothing, and Notre Dame will kick off, and Cliff Brown will kick off, and Phillips is the deep man now for the Middies, and here's the booth. High floating kick, and Phillips takes it on the goal line. He elects not to run it out, so it'll be brought back out to the 20-yard line, and first down and 10 to go. Quarterback is Al Glennie. Running backs are Jackson and Cooper. Glennie on the keeper, trying to pitch it back. He does to Cooper. Cooper gets to the 25 and goes out of bounds at the 28. Now let's give all of our radio stations around the world a chance to identify themselves by taking 10 seconds for station identification. This is Mutual, your news and sports radio network.
You're listening to Notre Dame football on All American Country, Stereo 108, WELW-FM, Cleveland, Ohio.
Second down coming up. Gilmore's in that backfield now for the Navy. Ball on the 28, and here's the give to Gilmore. He fumbles the ball, and Notre Dame has got it. It's picked up by Barnett, and he runs it into the end zone, but of course you cannot run with a fumble. You cannot advance the fumble, but it'll be Notre Dame's ball.
Barnett now picking that one up. He has 1 interception this year so far. He has now picked up 1 fumble. Reggie Barnett, incidentally, has tremendous speed, man. We got a pretty good indication of that right there, but they tell me that he runs 100 in under 9.8, so he can really travel the distance.
He's slow compared to Hunter.
That's right.
In motion now goes Hunter, and the give is the best, and he's right up the middle to the 23-yard line, a gain of 7, and Bouchak, the middle backer, is the man who made the stop. We hope you're enjoying the ball game wherever you are today, and it's nice to have you with us. Mutual Sports sending it all your way from South Bend, Indiana. And Notre Dame out of the huddle. In motion now goes the new back, Al Samuel, and the give is to Best. Best is at the 15, Best at the 12. Brought down on the 12 and getting a first down for Notre Dame on the 12-yard line. And Hill, Ward Hill of Euclid, Ohio, made the tackle there for the Middies on the 12.
366 yards for Art coming into this football game, and 3 touchdowns, Van, and a little better than 5 yards a shot now, 5.3. He has 52 yards in the game so far and 13 carries.
Waiting for it now is the quarterback Clements, and Clements on the keeper, rolling to the right, pitches it back to Hunter. Hunter's at the 10, 5, touchdown, Notre Dame. Al Hunter taking the pitch back and going 12 yards for the touchdown for Notre Dame, and that is his second touchdown today.
His second touchdown today, and he just showed us what it is to put it in second.
There's a flag down there, Al, and they're going to walk off some yardage against Notre Dame.
Well, that's going to be costly for young Hunter because he loses a touchdown on it as they step it back out to the 23-yard line. A clipping penalty, Van. Stepped off against Notre Dame.
Well, the Irish lose the touchdown. And now in motion to the left side is Samuel. It's a keeper with Clements. He's at the 15, the 10. He's down to the 6-yard line before he's brought down. So Tommy Clements comes right back with it after that 15-yard penalty, and Robinson made the tackle. Here's some scores. Maryland 22, Penn State 22 in the third quarter. Pittsburgh leading Syracuse 14-7. Texas leads SMU 21-14. And Kentucky is beating Tulane 20-0. Michigan State ahead of Wisconsin 14-0. The ball is marked on the 7-yard line, and it's second down. And about 4 yards to go for a first down. 7 yards to go for a touchdown. Clements on the counter to Samuel. He's going wide. 5, touchdown, Notre Dame. Samuel on the carry and running from the counter. Carries it over for the touchdown. So that's the second one they've scored in this drive. So that's a run of about 7 yards. And they move 30 yards in 4 plays after the recovery of the fumble. Notre Dame leads 27-0. And now Bob Thomas is in to try the extra point. Holding it will be Brian Doherty. and Notre Dame leading 27-0 over the Navy. Waiting for the snap. Ball is spotted by Doherty. The soccer-style kick is in the air and good. And with a score, Notre Dame 28, Navy nothing. There's a timeout on the field now. This for Royal Globe Insurance. Ike Owens is deep, and here's Cliff Brown's kick. Another beautiful kick all the way down deep in the end zone underneath the goalpost. Is fielded by Owens, but he elects them wisely not to run it out. So it'll be brought back to the Navy 20. First and 10 to go for the Middies from their own 20-yard line. And Glennie now giving it to Cooper, and Cooper gets 3 yards. He's at the 23. Gilmore, check that, is in there now as the fullback for the Middies. And Gilmore's brought down on the 23-yard line. A gain of 3. It'll be second down and 7 to go. And trailing 28-0, Glennie's almost going to be forced to put that ball in the air more now. And of course, when he does that, he risks the possibility of the interception. Topola's in there as a running back now with Cooper. In motion goes Cooper to the right, and Glennie on a give now to Topola, who has carried 37 times for 132 yards and averaged 3.6 going into this ball game, but we didn't see much of him in the first half today. The ball is marked on the 28-yard line, where it'll be third down and 2 yards to go for the Navy.
He's a short little guy, Topola. He's 5'9", 225, short, very tough to tackle, hard to find. You haven't got too much to hit there.
And now waiting for it in the I formation is Al Glennie, the quarterback. And he's rolling out the right, going to run with the ball. He's got a first down. He goes out of bounds on the 31-yard line. And that's 6 first downs for the Navy in the ball game. And Glennie, on the keeper, went out of bounds on the 31-yard line. Notre Dame leading it 28-0.
Ross Browner and Drew Mahalik over there on the far side running him out of bounds. Can't you just see those two big boys breathing on your neck when you got the football?
I formation, 2 receivers on the right side, and carrying the football to Pola, but not very far, to the 34-yard line. He got 3. Browner, Nosbush, Fanning, and Stock are up front for Notre Dame. Collins, Mahalik, Potemkin, and Smith, and Barnett, Bradley, Rudnick in that secondary. The ball is on the 34-yard line. It will be second down and 7 to go for Navy. Van Loan and Callan, both on the left side, both flanked out. And waiting for it now is the quarterback, Glennie. He throws, and it is completed to Callan, and a flag is down. He completed the ball to the 43-yard line, and a flag was thrown. And we're going to have a little discussion about it.
Yes, I think so. I think Mahalik is the man, Drew Mahalik, on a late hit. It wasn't intentional. He was committed. There was nothing he could do, but he came in to the receiver there, to Callan, as he was down. So they're calling it a late hit, and it's going to cost Notre Dame 15 yards. It's going to step it. The officials are stepping it off. Personal foul, moving it over the 45-yard line of the Irish to the Notre Dame 42.
7 first downs for the Navy. In motion now goes Cooper to the left, and here's Glennie back to throw, dumps it over the middle, incomplete. Incomplete, intended for Smith, and he's caught 19 for 237 yards this year. And you know, ironically, he spells his name S-M-Y-T-H. That's pronounced Smith.
Let me tell you something about Bill Smith from Massapequa Park, New York.
Where was that?
Is it Massapequa? How do you like that?
I don't know. I'm trying to find out from you. Topola and Cooper are the running backs, and here's Glennie now handing off to Cooper, and Cooper is nailed right at the 43-yard line by Gary Potemkin and Greg Collins. Collins 6'3", 220. He was the lineman of the week last week. He had quite a day against Southern California. Those guards, Michael and Collier, continue to change as Coach Welch, who was quite a Navy quarterback back in his playing days, is calling the signals. Now both wide receivers are on the right side, Callan and Van Loan. I formation. Glennie waiting for it. Glennie going back to throw, rolling out to the right, looking for a receiver. He throws. It is intercepted by Mahalik. Notre Dame has intercepted another pass. And so the Irish take over on their own 34. There's a timeout on the field with a score: Notre Dame 28, Navy nothing.
Because we've got the best combination of price and service to make you glad you bought a Buick. Now we're featuring Buick's full-size economical Apollo for just $3,098. Order it today, only at Barry Buick.
Ready to go now, and Cliff Brown is in at quarterback, and he sends Hunter in motion. And here's the give now to his fullback, Best. He's nailed at 35. He got 1 yard on that play. Clements is 4 out of 8 in passing, and he has 68 yards through the air, and he has gained 67 yards today in 8 carries. So he's been busy. Brown is the quarterback. Hunter and Best the running backs, along with Pinnock. And it is Brown pitching it back to Pinnock. He's at the 40, and he's out of bounds. Around the 42 or 43-yard line. He was knocked out of bounds. Just shy of a first down. And Eugene Ford of Louisville, Kentucky, is the man who knocked him out. He's a sophomore, 5'11", 173 pounds. So mark the ball on the 42-yard line, and it will be third down and about 2 yards to go. We've got 7 minutes and 47 seconds of playing time remaining in the third quarter. Notre Dame out in front of the Middies, 28-0. In motion goes Pinnock. And Brown on the keeper, running off left tackle at the 50. He's at the 45, and he is down to the 44-yard line. First down, Notre Dame, Cliff Brown. And that's a gain of 13 yards on that play. And Notre Dame with a 28-0 lead, and Cliff Brown picking up the first down. And now we've got another new back in there. Ron Goodman is in. Hunter is out. Pinnock is out. And so Samuel and Goodman are now the running backs.
Goodman, a junior from Mount Sinai, New York, number 21. 29 yards rushing and caught 4 passes. He's got the good hands, Van.
Here's Brown on the keeper. Pitches it back here, and it is fumbled, and Navy's got it. He pitched it back, and Moeller on top of it. Ron Goodman couldn't handle it, and so the Navy takes over now on the 39-yard line. And that'll be first down and 10 to go. So with the score, Notre Dame 28, Navy nothing. There's a timeout. Now this for sign-off.
SINEOSS. The sinus medicine in the bright red box.
The ball now on the 41-yard line on a carry by Cooper on the right side and brought down on the 41. A gain on the play of about 2 yards. Glennie the quarterback, and he sends in motion now. Cooper to the right side. He gives it to Jackson, and Jackson to the 42-yard line, and Potemkin brings him down right there. So he got the most on that, about a half a yard. We've got 6.5 minutes of playing time remaining in the third quarter, and Notre Dame leading by a score of 28-0.
Man, there's great compensation by these linebackers there. Now, with a tremendously big offensive line that averages 244 a man tackle to tackle, Navy is being able to block fairly well and get the holes, the opening holes, in the front line up there.
There have been 4 turnovers in this third quarter alone, and here's Glennie going back to throw. The rush is on. He throws to Cooper, and he is hit and brought down back on the 32-yard line by Sherman Smith. Brought down on the 32-yard line, so they had the rush on him. It'll be fourth down coming up.
I doubt seriously if Cleveland Cooper ever caught a little flare-out pass like that and found a man on him any quicker than Sherman Smith. Here again is the fact that the linebackers for Notre Dame just attacked. Sherman Smith on the right, Greg Collins on the left, Gary Potempa in the middle, and when they use the fourth man, Drew Mahalik builds the bill.
Stufflebeam will do the kicking now. Stufflebeam standing back inside the 20. He's averaging 42 yards. He gets his kick away, and it's a low kick. And waiting for it is Simon, then he lets it roll. At Navy, it finally rolls out of bounds on the 33-yard line of Notre Dame. That's a kick of 35 yards. There was a delay of game against Notre Dame, and they just didn't get the play underway, and so it's a 5-yard walk-off. Double wing formation, Samuel in motion, and here's Brown rolling out to the left, looking for a receiver. He throws one. It's incomplete, intended for Townsend. And Moeller almost intercepted that ball. 5 minutes, 17 seconds to go. University of Pittsburgh will meet Notre Dame next Saturday afternoon, and I hope you'll plan to join us. Samuel, who's carried the ball once and scored a touchdown, is in there in that double wing formation with Goodman in the slot on the left and Samuel in motion, and here's Brown on the draw. To the 30. Fumble, and it's covered again by the Navy. That was Goodman who fumbled the ball, and Chet Moeller recovered it again for the Naval Academy. And so the Middies get a break, and they got a deep penetration now. They got the ball down on the Notre Dame 37, and Buck, is that the deepest they've been all day?
That is the deepest man down at the 37-yard line. As you say, Navy has possession now. Big fumble recovery there. Chet Moeller, he's picked up 2 today. Dan Driscoll is the best pass defender, they had told me earlier, and the soundest tackler, but Moeller's had quite a day of it as a rover back.
I formation. Waiting for it now is Glennie. Gives to Jackson, and he puts his head down and drives down to the 34, and the tackle made by Greg Collins. He got 3 yards on the play, and it'll be 2nd down and 7 to go. Van Patrick, along with Al Wester, Buck Jersey, the Polish Prince. You're getting fan mail now, you know that? I attended a big banquet the other night with the Prince out in Hamtramck, Michigan. Ready to go now, I formation, and waiting for it is Glennie. Glennie going back, rolling out to the right, throwing, and it is caught, but out of bounds. Callan made a great catch on that ball, but he caught it out of bounds.
I'll say he made a great catch. He made a diving catch. He was way out of bounds on the catch, but Bert Callan, as I pointed out earlier, has great hands. He has not blinding speed, but he does have precise routes that he runs and does so well. Glennie now has completed 7 of 18, Ben, but it's only 51 yards through the air.
Waiting for it now is the quarterback, Al Glennie. He's gone all the way, and he's going back to throw. Throws over the middle. A little look in there that's incomplete. Intended for Larry Van Loan, and Rudnick was covering on the play. And it's incomplete. He threw that one a little hard. They've got 4th down now, and I would imagine they'll just go for it here. With 4:29 to play in the 3rd quarter, and trailing 28-0. Kentucky now leads Tulane 27-0, and the Green Wave was undefeated going into this game. Nebraska's leading Colorado 14-3 in the 2nd quarter. I formation, and here's Glennie. The rush is on. He's sacked. Back on the 45. Lost the ball, but it didn't make any difference. It was 4th down anyway. Drew Mahalik came barreling through there along with Browner and Jim Stock.
Yeah, and Stock came in there, and then Greg Collins followed him up. You had a host of navy blue jerseys from Notre Dame on top of that fella. Believe me, Glennie found out what a bomb shelter really is for. He didn't have one, and he should have, because they were all over him.
Notre Dame gets the ball right back on 4th down turnover on the 45 of Notre Dame. In the slot on the left side is Goodman. Now he goes in motion. And here's Brown rolling out to the right, looking for a receiver. He throws, caught by Townsend at the 40-yard line. Willie Townsend grabbed it at the 40-yard line. Tackle made by Moeller. He gained 15 yards on the play. It'll be a 1st down on the 39-yard line of the Navy.
The big split end of Notre Dame, the big senior from Hamilton, Ohio, making his 2nd catch of the year, Ben. Willie Townsend with a 1st down for the Irish at the 40 of Navy.
Weber's in there at that tight end spot, place of Casper. Here's Brown on the counter now, giving it off to Goodman, and he cuts in over right guard to the 37, getting 2, and Miletich made the tackle for the Middies. Clock moving with 3 minutes and 50 seconds of playing time remaining in the 3rd quarter, and Notre Dame leading 28-0. Waiting for it is Brown. He gives to Best. Best is hit at the line of scrimmage. Shoulder tackle, and Miletich, who's played a fine ball game, and he fumbled, and I believe the Middies have the football. Navy has the ball. I believe that was Hansel there, the right end, who recovered that ball.
Man, that's the 3rd time they've taken the football away from the Irish. Twice it's been Chet Moeller who came up with the fumble recovery previous to this. Now the Navy has got it back again. Not quite as good a field position as they had it before. They had it the last time at the 37 of Notre Dame.
Well, they've had 6 turnovers now, the 2 teams here in this 3rd quarter. I formation, 2 wide receivers. Glennie on to give now to his running back, Cooper, off right guard to the 40. He got 3 yards on the play. 2nd down and 7 coming up, and making the tackle for Notre Dame was Potemka along with Greg Collins. And mark the ball on the 40-yard line, make it 2nd down and 7 to go for Navy from their own 40. I formation, 2 wide receivers set on the right side. And here's Glennie going back to throw. He dumps one out in the right flat there to Cooper, incomplete, just out of his reach. And barreling through there was Greg Potemka again. Gary Potemka, who comes from Niles, Illinois. And he almost got to him before he delivered that ball.
Oh, he's picked up as a middle linebacker. Has 39 individual tackles, 4 of them for 22 yards and loss. So it'll show you that that middle linebacker will come on you.
2 wide receivers again. It's 3rd down and 8. for the Middies from their own 40. Glennie going back to throw, and Stock is back there with him and brings him down on the 30-yard line. Jim Stock of Barberton, Ohio, nailed him on the 30.
Oh, and he took Don Montgomery, the big left tackle, who had the responsibility of stopping Jim Stock. But the Barberton, Ohio sophomore came drilling through there.
Flag on the play. So let's see what happens here. They are bringing it back to the 37-yard line.
It's against Ross Browner, I believe, Van.
Personal foul. That'll be 15 yards against Notre Dame. He didn't get enough with that penalty on the first down. That sack back there nullified it. And now Rudnick is going back, and Stuffelbeam is in to do the kicking, and he gets it away. Another beautiful kick all the way back to the 10-yard line, and Rudnick is at the 15 to the 19-yard line, and that was a 48-yard kick.
Here comes Notre Dame, first down at their 20-yard line. Van?
Samuel and Goodman and Best are the running backs. Quarterback is Cliff Brown, and he tries the keeper, brings it to the 24-yard line, getting 4 yards on the play, and hauled down there by Dave Papik from Monongahela, Pennsylvania.
Brown gained 4 yards.
Make it second down and 6 to go now for Notre Dame with 2 minutes to play in the third quarter. Moore is in there at a guard position. He in motion now. To the left goes Samuel. Best with the football at the 30, the 35, and he just dives right on up to the 39-yard line with it. And he's got a first down, and Chet Moeller is the man who made the tackle. The 39-yard line, about a 15-yard gain, and that's how many first downs? 20 first downs for Notre Dame.
What speed they have in the backfield. When you got fellows like Art Best and Eric Pennick and Al Hunter and Al Samuel, all with great speed. Gary Diminick can't be overlooked in that speed department either. They give you a great threat all of the time.
Best in 16 carries has gained 71 yards. And Brown now on the keeper out to the left, cutting it over left tackle, is at the 40-yard line and dropped there.
Brown gained 1 yard.
He got just about a yard on the play, and that's all. And Papik made the tackle along with Chet Moeller. And I can't say enough about this Rovers play today. Moeller
played a great football game, an excellent football game from Kettering, Ohio. He's just a sophomore.
Big roar was for that Maryland-Penn State score I gave you earlier, 22-22, and the game still in progress. Brown unloads it incomplete and sent it out there in the right flat for Samuel.
Brown to Samuel, incomplete.
Iowa State is leading Oklahoma 17-13.
Dayton Warfel is in at one of the defensive end positions for the Navy band, and he was putting pressure on there, forcing Cliff Brown to get rid of that football on the rollout just a little too soon.
Weber's the tight end on the right side. Goodman on the left side, and the slot goes in motion to the right. And Brown now going back to throw, sets up, looks, throws, and it is incomplete at the 45-yard line. Goodman checked that. Weber tried to turn around and make a diving catch of the ball, but it went incomplete. It's fourth down, Notre Dame, 9 to go. And Doherty has punted how many times today? This will be his second. He's punted twice. This will be his third. And going back now for the Middies in the deep safety spot is Phillips. Perfect pass from center, and here's the kick, and it's a beauty. What a kick. All the way down to the 5, and it's fumbled, picked up there by Phillips, and he's brought down on the 8-yard line. That was a kick of 54 yards. Gene O'Neill is the equipment manager of Notre Dame. I formation, 2 wide receivers to the right. They give it to Jackson, stopped at the 11. He got 2 yards on the play. Bob Jackson on the carry. So it'll be second down and 8 yards to go, and we've got about 15 seconds of playing time remaining in the third quarter. Drew Mahalik, one of the linebackers in there for Notre Dame, on the tackle. The clock is continuing to move, and I doubt very seriously they're going to get a play underway before the end of the quarter. That's the end of the third quarter with the score, Notre Dame 28, Navy nothing. High formation, second down, 8 yards to go for the Navy from their own 11-yard line, and the give is to Jackson. He's tackled at the 12, and let's take 10 seconds for station identification. This is Mutual, your news and sports radio network. Van Patrick, along with Al Western, our Mutual Sports crew in South Bend, Indiana, and it's nice to have you with us today. Wide to the left side goes Van Loan. Jackson and Cooper, the running backs. And here's Glennie going back to throw. Is going to be tackled in the end zone. It's a safety. Stock grabbed him in the end zone for 2 points as he tried to roll out to the left. So that makes it 30-0 Notre Dame. And Stock is the man who got him now.
How about this Notre Dame defense? It is tremendous. When you think that 3/4 of football action, the Notre Dame defense has allowed Navy just 106 yards, 55 yards rushing, 51 yards passing.
Well, it's a free kick, and they will punt. Stufflebeam will do the kicking, and he boots it away. Good kick. Simon is waiting for it on the 31 and fumbles the ball. And there's a scramble for it, and let's see who got it. I believe the Navy got it. They did. The Navy got the ball on the 25-yard line. Navy out of the huddle with Van Loan to the left and Bert Callen flanked to the right. And waiting for it now is Al Glennie. And Glennie is back to throw, sets up and throws deep, and it's caught for a touchdown for the Navy. A great catch by Larry Van Loan, who got behind Tim Rudnick and made a great reception for the Navy team.
That is the 4th touchdown the defensive unit of Notre Dame has given up this year. 3 times it's been long bombs, Van. Only once has it been on the ground. Here's the point after coming.
Glennie will hold the ball, and Dykes will attempt. The ball is spotted and up and good. And so with the score, Notre Dame 30, Navy 7, there's a timeout on the field. Now this for contact. Van Loan has caught 4 passes today for 58 yards. And here's the kick by Dykes, coming down to Hunter at the 1. Back to the 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 45, 40, 35. And he is all the way down to the 26-yard line on the run back. 74 yards. Robinson made the tackle for the Navy.
What a run by Al Hunter. All right, Ben, we saw what we meant, what we had said before about this fella having speed, great acceleration. He's had every bit of that. Now he shows us he can break the big one, too, and he almost went all the way.
74 yards on the run back. It's Notre Dame 30, Navy 7. The ball on the 26-yard line of the Middies. Cliff Brown brings him out, and he's waiting for it now. Looks like Parise in there at fullback. He is. He gives it off to Goodman. Goodman trying to turn the corner, cuts in, gets to the 20, and he's down to the 19-yard line before he's brought down. And making the tackle was Charlie Robinson of the Middies. Down on the 19-yard line, the ball just over the 20. The clock moving with 13:45 to go. And it'll be second down coming up now for Notre Dame. Val Samuel and Goodman as running backs. Townsend is flanked out to the left. Cliff Brown is the quarterback. And here is the give to Parise, and Parise barrels his way down to about the 13-yard line. Tom Parise from Longmont, Colorado, and Charlie Robinson made the tackle on him. You're going to mark the ball on the 13-yard line where it'll be a first down for Notre Dame. So the Irish coming right back. After that safety scored a moment ago, Al, it took him 11 seconds to get on the board.
Lou Miskowitz is in there now for Notre Dame, Van. First appearance this year, I believe. And Elton Moore is at right guard.
Double wing formation. And here is Brown on the keeper. He's down to the 10, flips it back, and it's fumbled and out of bounds. Flipped it back there to Samuel, and he fumbled the ball out of bounds. Well, they look like Digger Phelps' basketball team, the way they're passing the ball around back there.
Well, Cliff has a little trouble maybe with that pitch out, Van. That's the second time we saw him utilize the pitch out and lose the football. The Irish retained the ball down at the 8-yard line, but it almost got away from him.
Pete Hartman comes in now for Notre Dame. The ball is down on about the 8, and Brown now rolling out to the right, and he slips and falls at the 9-yard line. So it'll be third down coming up, and Papik is the man who made sure he didn't go any more than through the 9-yard line.
Dennis Losey, Van, is in there, young man, senior from Whitman, Massachusetts. Losey is in at one of the tackles.
All on the 9-yard line, 12 and a half minutes to go. Notre Dame has 300 yards rushing today in this game. And now Brown is going back to pass, and he's hit, throws, it's taken in there by Townsend. Touchdown, Notre Dame. "25 yards in 5 plays after a great run back by Hunter that gave him the ball on the 26-yard line. And so the pass was from Cliff Brown to Willie Townsend. And Notre Dame leads 36-7, and we'll have the try for point with Bob Thomas. Ball is spotted, the kick is up and good. And there's a timeout with the score, Notre Dame 38, Navy 7. Ike Owens is the deep man for the Navy with 12:14 to play in the game. And here's the boot now by Thomas. And this one is down to Owens at the 14. He's to 15-20 to the 25 and runs into trouble at the 30-yard line and is knocked down. And the tackle made by Bob Zanat. Hellbreiner is the center. Legg and Michael the guards. Montgomery and May the tackles. Callan flank wide to the right. And here's Glennie going back to throw. He throws one off to the left, and reaching up was Nosbush, and he slapped the ball down. Tried to throw out the left flat, and Kevin Nosbush just knocked it down. Well, they're taking him out now, Al, and coming in here with some of the second and third and fourth string players. Lipinski is in there. And here's Glennie rolling out the right and looking and throwing, and it's incomplete, intended for Van Loan, but incomplete.
I see Mike Norton is in there, Van.
He's a fine young ball player, Mike Norton. And they've got Lipinski in there, and I'm just checking on Parker.
Mike Webb is in as a linebacker, the senior from Newcastle, Delaware.
And Zanat is in there. High formation, and here's the draw play, and Gilmore on the carry, got it to the 30, and Nosbush is still in there, and he made the tackle on the 30. So it'll be 4th down and 10 yards to go now for the Navy, as the middies are just not able to move that football.
Here's Mike Parker going in as a defensive back, and I see Tony Novikov has been playing one of the linebacker spots.
Pat Sarb is in there. He's from Dearborn, Michigan, and his family, just about everybody in his family, have all attended Notre Dame. Here's the kick now, and hits on the 40, rolls around. The middies let it roll down to the 33-yard line, and so it will be a kick of 37 yards. Aloko's at quarterback. Aloko did a good job in that Army game, and he's in there at quarterback, and on the keeper, he runs it, brings it to the 40-yard line, and they turn the firecrackers loose in the stands here. Brown was 2 out of 5 for 25 yards and 1 touchdown while he was in there at quarterback. And the ball is just shy of the 40-yard line where it'll be 2nd down. Notre Dame leading 37-7. Got 2nd down, about 4 to go. In the slot on the left side is Ron Goodman. And here's Aloko pitching it back now to Samuel at the 45, the 50, the 45, the 40, and he's knocked out of bounds. Knocked out of bounds on the 36-yard line, and he's got tremendous speed. And Chet Bowler knocked him out of bounds. 10 minutes and 46 seconds of playing time remaining. Put that ball on the 36-yard line of Navy, make it 1st and 10, Notre Dame.
The Newport News Flash really cut loose there. 25 yards he picks up there as Mola bumps him out. That ball is at the 36-yard line of Navy, and Notre Dame has a 1st down. Van?
Double wing formation. In motion goes Goodman. Aloko now on the keeper, pitches it back there to Goodman at the 35. He's at the 30 and knocked out of bounds on the 29-yard lines by Chet Moeller. What a ball game he's played today. From Kettering, Ohio, only a sophomore, 6 feet, 172 pounds.
You know, he may have as many tackles as the rover back as Greg Collins had as a strong side linebacker against Southern Cal last week. I can't get over the fact that Collins had 18 individual tackles against the Trojans.
2nd down and about 3 yards to go now for Notre Dame. In motion goes Goodman to the right. Aloko on the counter now to Samuel. He's to the 26-yard line. Fumbles, Navy recovers. And Patrick is the man, the left tackle, who recovered that ball. Notre Dame has had how many fumbles in this ball game, Buck? That's 4 fumbles.
Well, the Navy has certainly had the opportunity. The ball has been bouncing free out there, and they've come up with more than their share of recoveries, and I'm sure that when they start to look at the game films for next week against Pittsburgh, that Coach Parsegan and his staff are going to point out to these Notre Dame lads, you keep the football, you don't lose possession.
I formation, one wide receiver. Glenny's going back to throw. The rush is on. He's going to be sacked. He throws. And there's nobody over there near the ball. I don't know whether they're going to call intentional grounding or not. Van Loan was a little close to it. He was waving for it. He's just waving at the ball. That's about all.
I'll say one thing about getting rid of the football. He got rid of the football, all right. There was nobody around there, but he got rid of it. The official decided, though, I think, Van, that he was spinning and that it was just a matter of body motion that threw the ball in the wrong direction.
Glenny is 8 of 24 for 76 yards. That's 33%. He's got a new quarterback in there now. And Yeager, Mike Yeager of Henderson, Texas, is in there. And he hands off to Topola, and Topola gets to the couple of yards on the play.
Tony Novikov and Tom Creevy are in the ball game, and they converge for Notre Dame on him. We pointed out you're going to have some new names in there that you haven't heard this year because Era is emptying the bench.
Topola and Gilmore are the running backs. And here's the give now to the running back Gilmore, and he brings it up to the 44-yard line and gets a first down. Bob Zanat made the tackle. And also Mike Norton in on the tackle. So mark that ball on the 44-yard line. We've got 9 minutes and 47 seconds of playing time remaining. Two wide receivers on the right side. Van Loan is the wide man, and here's the give now to the fullback Topola, and Nosbush is the man who made the tackle there for Notre Dame, and they're going to mark the ball on the 47-yard line. The clock shows 9 minutes and 16 seconds of playing time remaining.
Tim Sullivan is in at one of the linebackers, and I see Willie Fry, the big freshman, playing a defensive end now for Notre Dame.
Van Loan is wide to the right side, and here is the give now to Gilmore. Gilmore is at the 45, fights his way on down to the 42-yard line. And Norton made the tackle for Notre Dame on the 42-yard line, and it's a first down now for the Middies. 11 yards gained on the play. Mark the ball on the 42-yard line. In comes a play. Cliff Collier brings it in. Over the ball is Halebriner, the center from Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. Wide to the right side is Van Loan. Owens in the slot on the right side. Callan is out of there. High formation, and here is the give now to the running back again, Gilmore, and he stopped back on the 43-yard line. He lost a yard on that play. And the tackle made by Notre Dame on the 43. Penn State ahead of Maryland now, 42-22, and they had them tied up at one stage, as you know. Oklahoma is leading Iowa State 20-17. Second down and 10 yards to go. Topola and Gilmore, the running backs. And here is the quarterback on a give to Owens, and Owens is stripped back on the 50-yard line by Nosbush. Back on the 50-yard line as Kevin broke through there.
Kevin Nosbush and Jay Achterhoff, the sophomore from Muskegon, they're playing the tackles right now in that defensive front four for the Irish, and the ball is just back in Navy territory over the 50-yard line, Van.
Van Loan is wide to the right. Owens in the slot on the right side. Dropping off to pick him up is Lipinski, and back goes quarterback Yeager. He throws, and it is caught at the 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, and a fumble, and into the end zone it goes, and it's covered by Notre Dame in the end zone. Can you believe that? Navy had the ball down to about the 4-yard line and fumbled the ball into the end zone. Notre Dame recovered in the end zone.
Larry Van Loan was the man with that football. He made a great catch. He had the sidelines open to him. He got a great block on the sidelines. Looked like he might make it all the way. Bob Zanat hit him and cut his feet straight into the air.
And Novikov covered the ball down in the end zone. That'll bring it back out to the 20. And Notre Dame will have the football, and that's a tough break for the Navy because they had a touchdown on the way. Wide receiver set out on the right side. Waiting for it now is the quarterback, Aloko, and he Laterals back, and then it's an end-around play. Winding up with it for Notre Dame to the 40, 45, 50, and finally pulled down on the 45 is Simon. So from the 20 on that reverse, deep reverse, all the way down to the 47-yard line of the Navy. 1st and 10, Notre Dame.
Gene Ford was the last man, the one man that could have broken it all the way. He came in to break the play up. He forced the runner to cut back in. Gene Ford playing the safety for the Naval Academy. 33 yards on the play.
1st and 10, Notre Dame with the ball on the 47-yard line now of the Middies. Notre Dame leading 37-7, 6.5 minutes to play. Loco on a pitch back now to Goodman. Goodman's at the 45, and he is brought down on the 43-yard line. A gain on the play of 4. That'll be 2nd down and 6 yards to go for Notre Dame. Clock moving with 6 minutes and 15 seconds of playing time remaining. And we are in the final stages of the ball game. Tennessee beat Georgia today, 31-28, or at least they are leading. Wide receiver to the left. Samuel in motion. He gets the pitch back from Aloco. Is at the 40, on down to the 36-yard line and brought down on the 36. West Virginia beat Miami of Florida 20-14. That was the game last night. Ball on the 37-yard line. On the 36-yard line, it'll be 1st down and 10 to go for Notre Dame. Out of the huddle they come. 5.5 minutes of playing time remaining in the ball game. Samuel in the slot on the right side. Goodman and Paris, the running backs for Notre Dame. Goodman in motion. Aloco on the keeper, rolling to the right. That cuts in at the 35, 30, down to the 25, and pulled down on the 25-yard line by Gene Ford. Kentucky leading Tulane 34-7. They're in the 3rd quarter. On the 25-yard line, it's 1st down and 10 to go for Notre Dame. And the Irish, with 5 minutes and 20 seconds of playing time remaining, break out of it. They have a 30-point lead over the Navy. Waiting for it now is Aloco, the net quarterback. And he's going back, bootlegging around to the left, looking and throwing, and it is intercepted by the Middies and then fumbled. It was intercepted by the Navy and then dropped. And that was Mike Phillips who intercepted the ball and then dropped it. So it'll be incomplete.
Man, the offensive line for Notre Dame right now, I think it's interesting to note that Era has really unloaded the bench now. He's got a lot of youngsters into the ball game. There's Losey and Moore and Miskowitz. Bob Sweeney making his 1st or 2nd appearance for the year. Wojciak, Hartman is in there, and Tim Simon. That flag was against Notre Dame, and they're stepping off 15 big yards out to the 40-yard line.
Waiting now is quarterback Aloco with the ball back on the 40, 1st down and 25, and he gives on the counter play to Goodman, and Goodman hurdles one man, but's nailed on the 30-yard line. Gain of 10, and Bushak is the man who brought him down. Purdue leading Iowa 35-7. Cincinnati ahead of North Texas State 38-3. Other scores coming into our broadcast booth. Louisville's ahead of Tulsa 6-3. 407 yards rushing today for Notre Dame. Greg Hill is in there now for Notre Dame. Ball on the 31-yard line, and here's Aloco rolling out to the left, looking, he's going to run. 25, 20, 15. He's down to the 13-yard line, and he's out of bounds.
Hey, that fellow's got a shifty pair of hips. Now, that's one of the rare times that I've seen Aloco have a chance to use the movement. And he gave him the hip to the inside, came right back to the outside, and faked the Navy defender right off of his feet. 17 yards they give him on the play, and that ball is down at the Navy 13-yard line. Notre Dame knocking on the door again. They lead in this football game 37-7, Van, and here they come up to the line.
It is now a 1st and 10, and here's Aloco to Paris. He's at the 5, he's down to the 3, and he's tackled on the 3-yard line. He got about 10 yards on that play. And Notre Dame now leading 37-7, and Dara Parsegan has just emptied his bench today. Drake is leading Wichita State 10-7. Missouri's ahead of Kansas State 10-7. Here's the give to Paris. Touchdown! Notre Dame running off right guard. The Irish lead at 43-7. They went 80 yards in 9 plays, and Bob Thomas will try the point. 3 minutes and 49 seconds to play, and Notre Dame leading Navy 43-7. Doherty will hold, and Thomas with attempt. Ball is spotted, the kick is up and good. With the score now, Notre Dame 44, Navy 7. There's a timeout on the field. Now this for sign-off.
The Irish lead 44-7. A great display of offensive strength. Notre Dame kicks off, and here we go. Van Patten.
There's the kick to Owens. It goes in the end zone and will not be run out, so it'll be brought back to the 20. There have been 10 turnovers in this ball game today. Topola and Gilmore, the running backs. Got a new wide receiver out here now for the Navy, and here's the give to Gilmore. He tries to turn the corner and gets out of bounds at about the 29. He picked up 9 yards on the play. A flag is down on the play. 3 minutes and 44 seconds to go in this ball game. Notre Dame with a 44-7 lead over the Middies. Navy was offside after that 9-yard gain, and so Notre Dame will have it walked off against them, which will move the ball back to the 15-yard line, where it'll be first down and 15 yards to go. Quarterback is Yeager, and Yeager now is rolling out to the left. He's going to run with the ball, brings it up to the 19, and he goes out of bounds on the 19-yard line, and Willie Fry is the man who chased him out of bounds, and that stops the clock. So they'll bring it back now to the 19-yard line, where it'll be second down, 11 yards to go for the Navy. Wide to the right side is Ike Owens. I formation. Yeager giving on the draw to Gilmore. He's at the 20, the 22, and nailed on the 22-yard line. Brought down on the 22-yard line and making the tackle for Notre Dame, number 41, Creevy and Ackerhoff. Mark it on the 22-yard line. It'll be third down and 8 yards to go for the Middies.